This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When send past the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Ladies and gentlemen, quick reminder, the channel has been demonetized, so please make sure you support the channel. Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks, or PayPal at paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You see it in the description of the video. It's also pinned to your YouTube chat. But ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks with a very good win today, 129-107 over the Charlotte Hornets. Necessary win. They go to 5-4. They've won 3 in a row. They've won 3 at home. And I don't want to say most importantly, but very importantly, they go to Boston with a winning record, having won 3 in a row. You know what I mean? Feeling good about themselves. 129-107. Very good win from the Knicks. I got my man Josh in the building. Josh, what's going on with you, brother? How you feeling?
Salute, Sam. Salute to the NBK fam. Salute to the chat. Before I break this thing down with you, first thing I want to do first and foremost is thank all the veterans out there. I know this is a day after Veterans Day. We obviously weren't on because of the schedule, things of that nature. But thank you to all the veterans out there who, the active duty members who serve now, including myself, and the veterans who have served, who are no longer in the military. Thank you for what you've done, protecting our freedoms and allowing us to have these platforms and the ability to say what we want to say and say our opinion. So thank you. Salute to my guy Evergreen, who's also actively serving in the National Guard right now as well. So
no doubt about it. And
I'm good, Sam.
I second your salutes, my friend. Second your salutes. What's your thoughts on the game today, man? Good game. Nice win. You know what I mean? Yeah. They did what they're supposed to do against a team that was, depleted, a team that not as talented as them, isn't supposed to be as good as them, are not as good as them, and they handled their business. You know what I mean? Your thoughts on the game?
Yes, Sen6. Yes, I did replace my headphones. These are my hardwire AirPods, so I do have them, and I do sound much better. So yeah, I'm glad you guys like that. But Sam, I agree with you. Listen, the Hornets are an inferior team. Obviously, all the injuries they have, but they're just not on the same level or same class as the Knicks. And the Knicks took care of what they were supposed to do on their home floor, matinee or not. We had a ton of rest coming into this game. But like you mentioned on the previous pods, or at least the last two games, the Knicks offense and a lot of the movement that we're seeing happening, they're just basically continuing with that. And I've seen a lot of cuts today. I know, you went back and forth on this before, but they're continuing with that, and they just look kind of in sync, right? Yeah. RJ Barrett continuing his good performances. Julius Randle with a strong performance today, and everybody, I guess, it's just everyone is starting to get a feel of that, right? And everything is kind of contagious around the team. So. Great win. Yeah, let's see if it can continue.
Yeah. And the three guys, RJ Barrett, Julius Randle, Jalen Brunson, all of them played well on the same day. You know what I mean? And when I say played well, I don't mean just in other areas, like shooting the ball well, as well as playing in the other facets of the game. RJ Barrett, 24 points, 4 rebounds. He shot 56% from the field. He shot 66% from the three-point line. RJ Barrett did. Julius Randle, 23 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. He did have 3 turnovers, but he shot 50% from the field. He only shot 25% from the three-point line, but he still shot 50% from the field, 75% from the free throw line. Jalen Brunson, 20 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist, 1 steal, 58% from the field, 50% from the three-point line. All right, when those 3 guys, and they talked about it, well, when they interviewed Julius Randle, about those 3 guys playing well together, he didn't really answer the question, But when those three guys are playing well together, all of them are scoring at an efficient clip. It's a triple threat, and it makes it tough for other teams to guard them. You know what I'm saying? When those guys are scoring efficiently, and they did so tonight. And the ball spread around as far as shooting. R.J. Barrett with 16 shots, Julius Randle 16, Jalen Brunson with 12 shots. Mitchell Robinson had 5 shots. They looked for Mitchell Robinson a couple of times out there tonight.
Yeah.
Right? Quentin Grimes had 5, Josh Hart 6, Emmanuel Quickley was 5 for 9, had 9 shots. DiVincenzo 8 shots. So the ball really did spread around to guys being able to get shots, shot attempts. And yeah, I mean, just a really good game. I thought the bench came in and did what they can and have been doing, right? Coming in and, because in that first quarter, the Knicks jumped out to a lead, but then Charlotte came back, right? LaMelo Ball was doing his thing. Charlotte came back. But then the bench came in and, like what's been happening over the past 3 or 4 games, the lead, they take a lead. They get an 8-point, 9-point lead, and the bench came in and did it again tonight or today. Now, the only person from the bench in double digits was Emmanuel Quickley, 17 points, 9 assists for Emmanuel Quickley, but Dante DiVincenzo had 9. Isaiah Hartenstein had 6 points, 6 rebounds, right? So you're getting great contribution from the bench. And, as at the beginning of the season, we all talked about the bench, how deep the bench could be. And they're proving that, they can be a real difference maker out there on the floor. You know what I mean? Your thoughts on the bench?
Yes, Sam, I agree. I think, coming into this season, when I thought about, basically the Knicks swapped out, Obi Toppin for Dante DiVincenzo, my concern was initially, were the Knicks going to be able to get a lot of that faster pace with the second unit? I know they still had Josh Hart and Emmanuel Quickley, but also, Obi Toppin was someone who loved to, leak back down the floor off defensive rebounds and see if we can get some easy buckets that way. Although Dante DiVincenzo is not giving us that per se, he is getting involved with the rebounding game. He is pushing the ball up the floor. And when the Knicks are in half court, those backdoor cuts that Obi used to do front side, Quickley is finding Dante DiVincenzo on those cuts, right? So he is giving us that style of play in that regard. And that was my big concern. And Dante DiVincenzo has basically, killed all of that for me. So yeah, the second unit is playing well. Hopefully they can continue and keep it up, and probably hopefully give some of that equal production that the bench unit gave last season, as it was one of our strongest units on the floor.
Yeah, and you know what I think is helping that second unit to be able to get the ball up the floor too is Obi wasn't able to really advance the ball up the floor if he got a rebound, right? By adding, although they're small and there's still there's still something that we've got to see and watch going forward, right? But DiVincenzo, if he gets a rebound, he's able to advance the ball up the floor. Obi had to look for a guard, right? So if Obi got the rebound, now he's holding, let me find a guard before we can get out and go. Dante can grab a rebound, get out and go. Josh Hart can grab a rebound and get out and go, right? Emmanuel Quickley or R.J. Barrett. The only person that's got to find a guard is Isaiah Hartenstein. You know what I'm saying? So I think that helps that second unit to be able to play a little bit faster or just as fast, either way, but still be able to get out the transition and be effective in transition.
And the good thing about Isaiah Hartenstein is, even though he's not able to advance the ball, he has tremendous passing ability from that backcourt, getting the ball up the floor with the pass, right? So he's really good in that regard too. So he has lost a step at all. I think they are they're coming, and I think we're going to need this second unit to step up and give us some production, because although I do have my reservations about what we do in the starting unit at times, I think that transition game coming from that second unit is going to help us overall as a team and help our point output increase as well. So I have no complaints at all. They play really well. Good team win. Good team win.
Very good team win. Looking at game stats for today, ladies and gentlemen. Of course, the Knicks won the game 129-107. Very similar to score to what we've seen over the San Antonio Spurs just a couple of days ago. The Knicks had 40 rebounds. Mitchell Robinson on the offensive glass. We'll talk about Mitchell Robinson, but he's really, really killing it on the glass and showing his worth to this team. 36 rebounds for the Charlotte Hornets, 25 assists for the Knicks, 21 for the Hornets, 8 steals for the Knicks, 5 for the Hornets, 4 blocks for the Knicks, 4 for the Hornets. Knicks only 9 turnovers tonight. Charlotte also took care of the ball with 12 turnovers. But just 9 turnovers, 9 turnovers, 25 assists, that's a recipe for winning right there. Field goal percentage, Knicks 54% from the field, 41% from the three-point line. They only shot 66.7% from the free throw line. That's something that they've really got to focus on and improve in that area, because when they play better teams, they're going to need those free throws, to win. Charlotte points in the paint, 56. The Knicks, 62. 19 second chance points for the Hornets, 13 for the Knicks. Fast break points, the Knicks, 22 fast break points, 8 for the Charlotte Hornets. And, of course, a lot of those fast break points come from, obviously, rebounds, but also steals, right? Creating turnovers and, getting out on the break, running much better fast breaks than we've seen the Knicks run in the past. Their fast breaks, they're just spreading the floor better on the fast breaks, making the right pass to the right player. Overall, this was a very good basketball game from the Knicks. It's not even much besides free throw shooting. You can't say too much about the game, right? You can't say too much about the game because they didn't really do many things wrong tonight. They kept their foot on the pedal. Charlotte made a couple of pushes in the first half, but the Knicks kept their foot on the pedal and just took over the basketball game. But let's talk about Mitch, right? And what he's doing for this basketball team as far as rebounding the basketball. Now we've seen a couple of plays, a couple of times where the Knicks actually looked for him inside. Seen Julius Randle find him for a deep post up, and he turned around and scored. Jalen Brunson looked at him for a deep post up. I think he got fouled or whatever, so he didn't really get a chance to shoot the ball. But how much can this add to the Knicks offense if they can find ways 2 or 3 times a game, look for him on a deep post up? I think can, just adds a little bit more variety and makes that person have to defend just a little bit.
Yes, Sam. I'll just preface my thoughts on Mitchell Robinson by saying I think out of all the Knicks, I think he has taken the largest jump from previous year to now. He himself has, I think, in my opinion. I think with the injury to Steven Adams, Mitchell Robinson is by far the best offensive rebounder in basketball, easily, no question about it. And I think that he is in the early conversation for all the NBA defense. I'm not going to say Defensive Player of the Year, but I think he's in that conversation as well. He has taken that leap. Now, you're talking about the offense. When Julius Randle found him on the inside, Randle found him on that pass and he got really deep positioning. But how did Mitchell Robinson get to that point? The ability to actually use his body to box out his man and get that deep positioning on there, that's just something we've never seen from Mitchell Robinson before. So just that part of it alone, and obviously the team finding him, getting him deep positioning in there, that's going to pay dividends, right? Not to mention if he goes up, maybe misses a shot or whatever, he has the athletic ability to get his own rebound and go back up and be strong with it, right? So I think that is another aspect that you can add to the offense. And yes, I think that can make this team much better. No one's saying he's going to be like Shaq down there or anything like that. But another wrinkle in the offense, another weapon that we can use if we can rely on Mitch to give us some points down there, it'll be better for us as an offense. Yeah. So yes, I'm very, very happy about that.
At the very least, he has the ability to catch the ball, take a power dribble, and go straight up. Not expecting him to spin and fade away or make any kind of moves. But if he can just catch it and go up, right? He's long enough and now strong enough, like you're saying, to be able to dunk the ball over top of people, right? Or, get fouled. And, he's not a great free throw shooter, but he'll make 1 or 2, and sometimes he'll make 2 or 2.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think that can really add to the offense, because now that person they can't always just well, I'm just going to play off of Mitch. I'm going to stay 2 feet away and kind of play in a zone, even though we're in a man. You know what I mean? They can't do that. Now they got to stay with him because the Knicks, Randle, Brunson, Barrett, they might find him down low, getting deep post position. And for the work that he does, getting those offensive rebounds, and in a lot of games this season, Mitchell Robinson has saved the Knicks, saved them, right? Maybe not from losing the game, but from getting blown out because of the offensive rebounding. He had 5 offensive rebounds tonight, 4 defensive rebounds for 9 rebounds overall. But he has literally saved this offense on many occasions, right? Because the Knicks, shooting 38, 39% from the field, Mitchell Robinson grabbing 8, 9 offensive rebounds and getting those putbacks or kicking it back out for a second chance shot. You know what I'm saying? Those type of that has to be rewarded because you want them to keep doing it. And if you don't occasionally find them, and not just in the pick and roll, but find him and make him feel as though he's part of what we're doing, then you take that chance where he says, why am I working so hard for everybody else, but they're not working hard to help me, to help me. You know what I mean? So
that play finding him on the inside definitely helps the spacing as well. We always talk about spacing. That helps the spacing, right? Because if Mitchell Robinson can be at least a little bit of a threat down there, down low, you're going to have the defenses collapsing, right? Collapsing down on Mitch when they give him the ball. Before the hack and mix strategy comes along, they start collapsing, and that leaves open 3-point shooters, and we can be able to get a couple swings and a good shot. It definitely helps us in all levels, right? But I agree with you totally. You got to reward the big man at some point, especially how well Mitchell Robinson's playing.
Yeah, you got to reward him. Make him feel like he's part of everything that's going on out there. Emmanuel Quickley, 17 points, 9 assists, 5 for 9 from the field, 4 for 6 from the 3-point line, 3 for 3 from the free throw line. Just 1 turnover for Emmanuel Quickley. And he's playing, listen, everybody talks about his contract and he wants a contract, this, that, and the third. But he's not playing. I don't feel like Emmanuel Quickley, maybe one game or, there's going to be plays here and there. But I don't see Emmanuel Quickley playing selfish basketball or playing like, oh, you guys, I'm going to prove to everybody that I deserve this contract and so on. He's playing good team basketball. Obviously, he's still playing defense. Him and Dante DiVincenzo, I think, have, built a little bit more chemistry, right? Understanding where each other is, finding each other out there on the floor. Obviously, Josh Hart and Dante DiVincenzo, probably had leftover chemistry from, their days at Villanova, but it's still, now growing in the NBA. You know what I mean? But Emmanuel Quickley, I really like the way he's playing, and he's coming in and like today he was that microwave type of guy. Came right in 9 straight points, for Emmanuel Quickley off the bench. He's playing really good basketball. And I mean, if he keeps playing like this, he'll be in that 6th man of the year conversation again.
Yep. And Sam, just going back to what you're saying about Quickley, I think rational fans know what Emmanuel Quickley can bring.
Hold on, do we have some of those? Do we have some of those?
I think we do. I think there's a few. I think there's a few. I think rational fans know what Emmanuel Quickley can bring to the table. I think the whole issue with his contract is not about necessarily him specifically as an individual and his production, right? Even though it's superb, whatever. The issue is what happens when we don't have Emmanuel Quickley coming off that bench. That there's a void that's missing, I think, without Emmanuel Quickley in that second unit. I think, like you mentioned before, it's very difficult for the Knicks to kind of gauge that and figure out what kind of contract they want to give him based off of that alone. But I think this version of Emmanuel Quickley, we know that this exists out there. Andy may not like it, but Emmanuel Quickley is that dude going off the dribble, being able to knock that mid-range shot down, the floater, the ability to play defense. We know he can do that already. You know what I mean? So the question becomes, what are the Knicks going to be without him in that second unit? And I think that's yet to be seen.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully they don't have to see what it's like without him in that second unit.
Agree.
We'll see. we'll see. We'll see if he keeps playing this way. It's going to force them to say, we can't let this guy go. You know what I mean? Now, if there's a moment where he's out, something, he's not playing for whatever reason, then I guess they'll get a chance to see what it's like without having him in that second unit. But just having Emmanuel Quickley, because he can play defense, also Dante DiVincenzo can play defense, but he's able to, if Quentin Grimes is struggling defensively, you can throw Emmanuel Quickley in there because he's a good defender, and guys like LaMelo Ball tonight, right? He was playing with the starting unit. He was playing with the second unit. And when you got guys like DiVincenzo and Quickley, you're still confident you got someone who can defend, at least help defend that guy when he's out there. Now, LaMelo Ball was killing, for at least in the first half tonight, right? He was, really killing it, and he was tough to guard by anybody, but you still want to have a tough defender on that guy to make it tough. You don't want it to be easy for him to get 40 or 50 points. You know what I'm saying? You want it to be tough. And those guys, Quentin Grimes, Emmanuel Quickley, Dante DiVincenzo, they do make it very tough for those guys to score buckets. You know what I mean? They're going to get theirs regardless, but they make it tough for those guys to score buckets. And that's part of Emmanuel Quickley's, value to the team is that he can score off the dribble. He can catch and shoot. He can get out on a fast break. Obviously, he can drop some dimes every now and again. You know what I'm saying? He can play an all-around basketball game, and he's grown. We talk about Mitch getting bigger. Emmanuel Quickley's getting bigger and stronger as well, and able to fend off defenders, push defenders back with his shoulder, to create space to get his shot off. I would hate to lose Emmanuel Quickley.
Me too.
I really would. I would hate to lose Quickley because he's really becoming critical to this basketball team. You know what I mean?
No question about it.
Yeah, really becoming a critical player to this team. Now I'm not even going to talk about, starting or not starting right now. I'm just going to, relish in the fact that we had a very good win, and we're back above 500. So I'm not going to get into all that stuff. We have plenty of time all season long to get into those things, right? But, Emmanuel Quickley is playing really good basketball. And, let's just hope that he's able to stay around, stick with the team, and don't have to worry about, if he's going to go anywhere. And did I just see Andy? Yeah, I see Andy in the chat. Andy, you can come join us. You know what I mean? You can come join us. You don't have to run away because Emmanuel Quickley played a good basketball game. You can come in and talk about IQ and how you feel about IQ. It's okay, Andy. Come join us. Ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you support the channel. We all know, and the channel has been demonetized. So the more you can support the channel, the more we can keep things rocking. You can hit us on the Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks. You can hit me on PayPal, paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. All right. And, of course, we'll throw it up on the screen and salute you in that manner. All right. So, yeah, please support the channel. Help us keep rocking until January at least. You know what I mean? Any other thoughts? I want to get into some key plays and decisions and things like that. But any other thoughts just about their play overall? Things that you noticed? Anything new you noticed or anything?
Well, nothing new that we haven't already spoken about. But Julius Randle, there's a lot of talk. I guess Stephon Body wrote the article where he got like a mole in the Knicks, organization that's feeding him information saying that Julius Randle is still being bothered by the ankle surgery from last season. Mm-hmm. And I guess I don't know if Randle responded to it specifically himself, or if there was a quote that he said on the record or something like that. But starting off the game, getting that steal, the Knicks getting a quick bucket in transition right there, and then coming back, they got another turnover, and then Randle hit the three. To me, that showed me that his ankle injury is not the cause of his problems this season. I don't think. I don't think he's 100% from the ankle, but I do think that he's capable of playing better than he's shown in the first couple games of the season. In the past couple games that he that we just played, he's been playing better as well. So the whole thing with the ankle, listen, I think that's kind of overblown. I think that Randle is capable of playing better, and he's shown us that he's capable of playing better. Nice bounce back game for him.
Yeah, he did. That quote said something about, I'm just 4 months out of surgery. I'm not going to be the regular Julius, but I'm coming on slowly. I'm saying it's a process or whatever it was. You know what I mean? I think he looked a little quicker on, being explosive, but, if you're playing a team like the Hornets, you might look a little bit quicker, being explosive, going to the basket. We'll see tomorrow night, how much quicker and how much stronger maybe he's gotten, since the injury. But I do think, his explosion was a little bit quicker, has been a little bit quicker over the past few games. We've seen some things like his ability to, take a hit and then, still knock down the shot while he's, and then go to the free throw line.
Right.
So hopefully, he's getting back to the Julius Randle we hoped we would have this season. I also noticed, though, third quarter, I think it was, he let somebody behind him. They got a layup. He raised his hand to take himself out the game, right? Because maybe he was winded. Now, he did come down and score after that, before he was able to be taken out the game. But you don't normally see that from Julius Randle.
Right.
Right? He just goes ahead and I'm just going to play. I'm just going to play while letting people, well, maybe not closing out as strong as he should be closing out or getting back in position, the way that he should be. And maybe there was a conversation about some of those things, and they said, if you're tired, raise your hand, we'll take you out. So we don't have to worry about that. And maybe in that, because it was like, as soon as that happened, he threw his hand in the air, like, take me out the game. I'm tired. That was something new. What do you think about that?
That's maturity. That's a sign of maturity right there, right? A lot of people want to, came at Randle for the way he acted in the past. And I think there's something noble to say about a guy who plays all 82 games or wants to play all 82 games in today's NBA, right? And I think there's something noble about a guy who doesn't want to go off the floor. He wants to be in there despite whatever is going on. He wants to be out there for his team. But I think at a certain point, it's diminishing returns, right? And I think it takes maturity and maturation from a player, someone of Julius Randle's caliber, to admit or to say, okay, yeah, it's time for me to come out the game. Maybe somebody else can come in there. So I think there is a little bit of maturity in that as well. So I think Randle this season is kind of finding the balance between being there for his team, but at the same time knowing when his presence or his spot out there on the floor or his time on the floor might be hurting a team as well. So I think he's at that point where he's kind of figuring it out and trying to balance that. Yeah. Let's see if he can be able to continue that, particularly down the stretch of the regular season come playoff time. But I think it's a good sign that he's able to, call himself out, and let the coach know that he's come out.
Yeah, and then hopefully, Tom Thibodeau takes note about what times, if he's going to, raise his hand to come out, about what time he's asking to come out, so he can say, okay, maybe we get him out a little bit before that, because I think it was around, maybe a little bit less than 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Right. I think, when he asked to come out. In the past, I think he would have just, all right, I'm okay. I didn't get there in his mind. Oh, I'm tired anyway. You know what I mean? So that's why I didn't get there, and then get back and continue to play out the quarter. That's what should happen. Right. All right, you know what? I was too tired to get back. Let me get out the game and get some fresh bodies in here. So hopefully that continues to take place.
And the game was out of hand, so it's easier for the coach and for Randle himself to make that call. But let's see when the game is a little bit tighter,
right?
And things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? So,
and when the game is a little bit tighter, will either one of them want that to happen. But the thing is, I think though, the better the bench plays, the more confidence Tom Thibodeau's going to have in that bench,
Right.
and the more they can prove that they can compete against other teams' starting lineups like they did versus the Clippers. And like I said in the game preview, I don't know how much that says because of what the Clippers are doing right now. They're not really playing good basketball. But the more they can compete against other teams' starting lineups, the more confidence the coaching staff is going to have in saying, all right, we're going to take, we'll take Randle out or this guy out or that guy out or whoever, because we feel confident that they can continue to compete at the same level when we bring the bench in. You know what I mean? And, I think that when they bring in, let's say they bring in Dante for Quentin or Quickley for Brunson or RJ for, well, not RJ, they brought in RJ for Randle when Randle asked to come out. But, when they make those substitutions, they don't lose much.
Right.
They're able to play at the same level, which is, I think, impressive. You know what I mean? So hopefully they can continue to play this way as a team.
And Sim, mind you, the bench unit is playing with, there's no traditional backup four, right? This is a 9-man rotation. So there is going to be at least one of those starters, whether it be RJ or Brunson out there on the floor with that second unit as well. So I think that definitely helps. But a lot of people were concerned about that because we don't have a traditional backup four or someone to naturally plug into that spot. Will this be an issue? So far, it has not. It has not been, despite what we're talking about.
Right.
So I think that all matters.
Right. Afro Jedi said Randle is not budging in a tight game. We know that. I mean,
neither is Tibbs.
Neither is Tibbs. You heard Clyde in the telecast say, with Red Holzman told him, raise your hand when you need to come out. And every time he looked over there to the bench, Red Holzman to put his head down, or look the other way. And I can imagine Tibbs doing that. Well, first of all, I don't think Randall's going to take himself out in that situation, most likely. But I don't know. We'll see. Cowboy Bob, what did he say? Turnovers and free throws were our issues, but we still rebounded and assisted well. Our small ball that played the last minutes with Hartenstein fouled out needs some serious practice runs. I'm not sure what you mean. Need some practice runs with who? With what?
So they took Hartenstein out and put Sims in. So I don't know if he's talking about the garbage time. That's when Sims came in the game, and I think that it was garbage time from then on. So
yeah.
But that unit out there, Jeffries and all those guys, Miles McBride and all of that, they're not. I mean, come on, they're not going to play that much. You're only going to see them when games out of hand.
Out of hand. Yeah. Shout out to Robert Dawson from New Flock. He said, I'm feeling the channel. Thank you for the Cash App. That Cash App was actually on Thursday. Today, I just had to get to some that I didn't get to on Thursday because, they came in after the show. So big shout out to anyone who supports the channel. Big shout out to you just for watching, but we definitely appreciate it. Any plays or key decisions that stuck out to you?
No, not nothing in particular. Like I said, I like the fact that in that second unit, Quickley, his pull up his penetration allows that cut that action to happen. The same place where Obi used to cut last season, and I think Dante DiVincenzo took advantage of that. I think he's got a lot of good passes, driving baseline, finding the man on the inside. So I like the fact that they're implementing that in the game. And just Mitch, our ability to find him down low when he's able to have that positioning, I think is very important. I give a lot of kudos to Tibbs for, I don't know if the Hartenstein fouling out, made him do that, but we got the starters and major rotation players out the game earlier, which I thought was important. I'm not sure if it's because we play back-to-back, play again tomorrow, but I really like that from Tibbs. Hopefully he can do that more. Sometimes I do feel like he keeps him in the game a little bit longer when he doesn't need to, but those are the big ones for me, but nothing crazy.
Yeah, he definitely, got him out. When he seen that Charlotte threw up the white flag. It still took him a little while, because they did pretty early, right? About six minutes left in the fourth quarter. they kind of threw up that white flag and said, I'm done. You know what I mean? It's crazy because the Clippers, they threw up the white flag pretty early. Is the Knicks defense that good where teams are just like, it ain't happening. We're not coming back. So they throw up that white flag earlier. Maybe Charlotte was just like, Brandon Miller got hurt, right? So maybe they're just like, we can't afford to have anybody else get hurt. You know what I mean? So let's just call this a game right now. I don't know. Let's talk about that. I have a key play that I do want to spotlight, but the defense. How you feeling about the defense? Is the defense really that good where they're shutting teams down and they don't want to play no more?
I think the defense is good. Obviously we still give up some 3-pointers that we got to try to clean up on, but it hasn't been affecting us too bad in the last 3 games, obviously, because we won them. The thing about the Clippers is that was, how can I put this? That was James Harden's first game with the Clippers, right? They still have a lot of things that they have to figure out. First of all, I don't think it's going to work over there in LA. I just don't see how all those 3 guys can be able to coexist on the floor at the same time. But that was James Harden's first game. Now, I'm not taking anything away from the Knicks. They obviously played tremendous that game. We won the game. But I don't feed into that whole Clipper thing too much because I still think they have a learning curve that they have to get over despite the amount of talent that they have. Now, if you talk about the Spurs game, and who did we play last game?
Spurs. Spurs was the last game.
The Spurs. Sorry, the Spurs. And tonight, I think the Knicks defense has been playing well. When we're shooting the ball well, teams, I think, also notice that they can't catch up, right? So I think there's a little bit of a mix of that. I think our defense is playing well, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Let's just, be humble about it a little bit.
I'm just saying, teams are like, man, we got to get off the floor. These guys, listen, the Knicks defense is really good this year. Last year the Knicks defense started off a little shaky, right? But I feel like this year the defense is really good, and I think it's going to get even better. I think that's another thing about Dante DiVincenzo over Obi, the defense. You know what I mean? I know, we lack height in that second unit, but I do think we've added maybe, obviously, more ball handling.
Speed,
because it would have been RJ and Obi out there. Now it's RJ and DiVincenzo. And DiVincenzo, I think, is faster than Obi. So I think we added some more speed to that second unit. So I think, the side. Hold on. I got a few things going on at one time. Let me. I'm hearing noise. I'm hearing sounds all over the place. Jump in my ear. Sounds all over the place. Jump in my ear. Oh, there we go. All right. Well, let me do this first, and then I'm gonna get my guy Andy. He wants to come in and defend his Emmanuel Quickley takes, I think. All right. But my key play, all those sounds just cut off my train of thought. I don't even remember what I was about to say. Everything happened at one time. You guys couldn't hear it, but I could hear it. You know what I'm saying? My key play, though, and it's not really a key play that changed the game, but it kind of spotlights the ball movement that we've been seeing, and I'm pretty sure you all seen it in the telecast because they spotlighted it in the telecast. It's when Brunson got it to Randle, who swung it to Grimes, who penetrated to the basket.
Baseline. Yep.
Baseline, and then got
RJ.
the ball to RJ, right? Beautiful, beautiful move. Beautiful play, should I say, not move on that play, right? So I do want to bring it up on the screen. There we go. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful play. You see Brunson go to the basket, kick it to Julius, who kicks it to Grimes, who finds RJ cutting to the basket for a dunk. You know what I'm saying? That was beautiful, beautiful ball movement right there. That's the kind of ball movement, when you got that kind of ball movement and man movement, it's hard to stop. And all of the, there were some people who were, including myself, saying, hey, we're doing a lot of overpassing sometimes. You know what I mean? We need to, take the shots that's there, but maybe they were working on, hey, let's figure out how we can find the right people at the right time. And sometimes that might mean that you throw a couple of passes that aren't as good, right? But you're working on, you're working on it. You're working on that ball movement and man movement. And this play right here, I think, is an indication of the way that the ball movement is growing. And hopefully it will continue to grow in that manner. You know what I mean?
Sam, real quick about that play, though.
Yeah.
Charlotte kind of screwed up because they had two guys chasing the ball, chasing Grimes in the corner. So RJ was there was nobody on him, right? I think a lot of the overpassing, the Knicks try to threat passes in there when there's a guy there already. But RJ, a lot of players don't do this. So what RJ did was great. He didn't have anybody on him, so open lane to the basket, and he went ahead and took that open lane and got the pass, be right where he needed to be. So I do agree with you, but I also want to highlight the fact that Charlotte they were screwed up on that play. And good on us for being able to recognize that.
Yeah. I mean, what happened when you're looking at the play, Mitchell Robinson slipped the screen, right? And when Mitchell Robinson slipped the screen, Mark Williams went over and doubled on Jalen Brunson. So that naturally was going to leave somebody open. You see it right here, right? Mitch slips the screen. Mark Williams comes over, doubles. So now Brunson had two. When he swung it to Julius, who swung it to Quentin Grimes, now they're scrambling, right? Scrambling, trying to find somebody, and boom, that's how you find RJ. And like you said, you got to take advantage of it. They took advantage of it.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And that's exactly what you're supposed to do. And that's where that chemistry also comes in as they're learning and growing. But you're seeing those cuts more often. I do feel like some people may not like it when I say it, but the Villanova guys, I feel like, have brought that to this team. Those cuts, the backdoor cuts, things like that, I feel like they brought it. Shout out to Mark Boyce. Thank you for the Cash App. I definitely appreciate you. You said for amazing job, you and the crew. Thank you very much. I definitely appreciate it. We definitely appreciate it. Now let's get my guy Andy in the building. You know what I mean? Andy, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
What up, Sam? What up, Josh? Long time no see, bro.
What's up, man?
Yeah.
Happy to be on with you guys. Sam, I was supposed to, say my first words. You rang, as you called me out from the chat. So I'm here. Yeah, but listen, I don't think any Knicks fan should have a complaints towards the players this game after this kind of a game, right? Only thing that he could basically pick on is like, and literally you would have to be picky to just highlight Brunson having one assist, but I don't think it's fair even if you're blowing a team out. So that's the one thing. Just going back to the play, so I'm not jumping topics. You said about the ball movement, like you said perfectly, quickly to Brunson, to Randle, to Grimes, to Mitch. Oh, that's 6 people. Sorry, IQ wasn't on the court back then. Listen, that's just me being funny, right? Listen, I once again, I'm cool with every Knicks player having a good game. I'm just, calling guy quickly. On my basketball philosophy, he just doesn't make a cut for me. So, okay. I'm not gonna back off of those things, right? Okay. He can shoot even 80%. If it's 8 out of 10 shots are gonna be bad, I'm gonna call him out. So,
okay. I mean, you don't like the way he's been playing recently, though?
No, recently he's getting better, but he still ain't there for me. So. And I'm not like, I'm not just saying just trade him for a second round pick or something. Yeah. I know his value and I know what we can get for him. And if it's the right time to even trade him, right? I'm just not paying him $30 million. So that was my case over the offseason.
Yeah.
And I still, I'm not sure he's worth $30 million. If that's the case, then fans were saying, even in the chat, if he's worth that much money, why not trade Jalen Brunson? If he's a better defender, he's playing better on offense for some Knicks fans. Just why not just trade Jalen Brunson?
I think, Brunson has some intangibles that the Knicks need on this basketball team, right? Toughness.
Exactly.
He has some intangibles
Exactly,
that the Knicks need. You know what I mean?
And I'm guessing you can get a scoring punch off the bench from a couple of more players than IQ.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to make $30 million though. Well, yeah, I don't think that's what I don't think he's in the market for that right now. Unless he just explodes to a level that's like, psh, but I don't think he's in the market for that.
Sim, that was the asking price that we heard from rumors. So that's why I was just uncomfortable with that number.
No, I thought it was more. I thought it was like between 20 and 25 million a year or something.
Right. I've never heard 30 for Emmanuel Quickley.
I heard 30 million because I heard 30 million at least. 25 is still too much for me. But since I heard 30, I was against it. But listen, Sim, let's go on a positive end.
Yeah,
because the Knicks won. I don't want to be the downer here. So
yeah, the Knicks won. The Knicks won the game. Let me get to a phone call real quick. And by the way, that play was my Cash App money play of the game.
There you go.
I forgot to say it, but that was my Cash App money play of the game, ladies and gentlemen. You already know. You already know. Use the Cash App. You already know. Let me get you a phone call real quick. Caller, you're live. Name me where you're from, please.
Hey, Simeon. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How are you? How you feeling?
Hey, feeling great about this Knicks win. I missed the game today, but I checked the back scores. It was good to see the Knicks win. One thing I want to point out about the Knicks so far, I like this season, is RJ Barrett. I feel that RJ is stepping up this season. His numbers have been great. His three-point shooting has been great. He's been more efficient this year. I think he may have been our best player so far. He's impressing me. I hope he can keep it up.
Listen, RJ is shooting a very high percentage from the three-point line this year. He shot 66% today, but I think coming into the game, he was at like 47%. I'm not expecting him to stay that high throughout the season, right? But, I mean, he's shooting the hell out the basketball. There's no doubt about that.
If he can keep it up, yeah, it'll be very hard. But if he keeps it up, then it means that he's broken through. Just to do that for her entire year, that's kind of like playing at an all-star level. So I'm hoping he can keep it up. The other guy I would say that's been impressing me so far is Mitch. Because it seems this year Mitch is accepting his role of just being a rebounder. And I think that helps the Knicks a lot, that he's just accepting it and he's not trying to do too much outside of it.
Yeah. He's being a star in his role, right? He's being a star in his role, and he's dominating on the glass. As a matter of fact, they pointed out in the telecast how players are fouling Mitch so that he doesn't get the rebound. That's crazy. They have to foul him to stop him from rebounding.
Yeah, that is pretty amazing. That kind of reminds me of Dennis Rodman back in the day when he was dominating on the rebounds.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. Love what Mitch is doing, and if the coaching staff continues to find ways to spread that floor, even though Mitch is on the floor, but like using him and Julius Randle in a double screen, screener roll situation at the top of the key, which can open up shooters down towards the baseline. Using him and Julius Randle in the screening role, getting him deep post ups. They're challenged, but they can continue to find ways to keep that floor open. Of course, guys got to make shots, right? But if they can continue to find ways to utilize Mitch to help keep that floor open, his defensive ability and his rebounding ability, right now, his rebounding ability is probably best in the league.
No question.
Great. Yeah, that's what I see so far. He seems like the best rebounder in the league so far. Would you say that with Julius and Brunson this year that they're struggling more so because defenses are keying in on them more aggressively than even last year?
I mean, I think that's part of it. With Julius, it's Julius. You know what I mean? He's just, he's got to get better. He's played better the past few games, so I do think that's part of it, right? Teams know, those are the guys. So we got to cue in on those guys, and they're testing them. All right, are you guys just going to get into dribble mode and go one-on-one, or are you going to try to utilize your teammates, right? So we're going to send two at you. Can Julius Randle handle a double team without turning the ball over? They're testing them. And those guys got to prove they got to pass those tests. When they pass those tests, then teams say, okay, you know what? They're not going to go in super dribble mode. When they figure that out, they're not going in super dribble mode. Now they got to change their strategy, and when they change that strategy, right, now it might help to open up Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson a little bit more. But I do think teams are coming at him. But still, like Randle's got to play better. He hadn't been getting to his spots. He has over the past few games, but earlier he wasn't. Brunson was still getting to his spots, just not knocking him down. You know what I mean? So, and Brunson is going to start seeing the team's best defender every night.
Right. It seems that way. I just look at Jalen Brunson. Like this year, he's shooting about the same last year from three, but overall his field goal percentage is only 40. It's like he's having a little bit more of a struggle this year, to score efficiently. It seems that way.
Right. Yeah, because they're sending guys at him and they're playing him physical, and he's got long 6'7" defenders. Brandon Miller was on him tonight. Right, he's got those 6'7" defenders on him every night, which is making it tough for him to get around those guys. A little tougher to get around them, but he's still dropping 22 a night. So, we'll see if we can. Hopefully, we can get the efficiency up. He can get the efficiency up. There's nothing I can do about it.
I fear that probably opposing teams think that he's like the head of the snake. If you take out Brunson, then you can take out the rest of the Knicks. So I think that's probably why they're going at him this way this year.
No doubt. He is the head of the snake. He's the head of the snake. But if RJ keeps playing the way he's playing, it's going to be hard. It's going to be tougher for them to take out one guy. RJ so far this season, 22.6 points, 48.7% from the field, 50% from the three-point line. If he can continue this,
right,
it makes it tough. How do you take out Brunson? Because how do you take out RJ? I mean, you can take those guys out, but then you have another guy like a RJ or a Randle or Brunson that's going to step up and be able to score.
It's like pick your poison in that scenario. If RJ's still consistent throughout the year, that's what it's going to turn out to be.
Now, I mean, the thing with RJ, a lot of his stuff is coming, off of kickouts, and he's knocking down the three.
Glad you said that, Sam. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah,
yes.
off of handoffs and coming down the lane. So it's not like he's just straight up, okay, no one's scoring, give me the ball, I'm gonna boop and go get mine. He is still getting some help from other people, but if he can be efficient while he's getting that help and he's still giving you 22.6, and then when those other parts of his game come along, right? You know what I'm saying? But, we do want to keep that in mind. He is, a lot of his points are still coming in that way. And I'm not getting on him about it. I'm just saying this is what it is.
Right.
His points are coming in that way, and he's got to develop those other parts of his game. What you're seeing, it's coming on. It's happening, but, he's still got to develop those parts of his game. Yeah.
Right. He's still a young player, and it's all about just still learning to play in the system and being patient. But I think so far as Knicks fans, we can be happy. At least he looks like he's progressing this year so far.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He is. But, hey, my man, I appreciate your time. Appreciate the call. Haven't heard from you in a while, so I'm glad I got to get you in.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Appreciate you.
You see, everybody, what Sim just said is what I've been trying to say. I don't know if Sim said it in a better manner or I just want to throw the tomatoes at me, but that's all I've been saying about RJ. Not dissing him, nothing like that. Love the fact he's doing what he's doing, but I think that's the next level for him. If he can start doing that other part, that's the star. That's the star you want to see, literally right there. Yeah. So, but yeah.
Jay Williams said his whole game is coming. You can see it. It's coming. It's coming. He's still got to work on some pieces. Right now, his points are coming in like transition, getting kickouts, getting that handoff going down the lane. From time to time, you do see him, create a couple things here and there. But, but that's how he's getting his shots right now. You know what I mean? That's okay. Hopefully, he keeps developing, the Knicks keep winning, he keeps developing, then, we got something brewing. We got some barbecue chicken on the grill if that keeps happening. You know what I'm saying? Kareem, what's popping with you, bro? How you feeling?
What's up, bro? How's it going?
I'm feeling good, man. I'm feeling real good. Feeling good.
I had to call in because Andy and his IQ slander must be stopped. It must be stopped. IQ could win MVP and Andy still hate him.
Kareem, I'm gonna be just like Josh. Listen, if RJ RJ making shots is like me saying IQ would be passing up the ball. Same thing. Anyone else gonna say that thing about IQ, bro. He's gonna get praise. Me saying that, I'm gonna be a hater. So, Josh, I'm with you in this.
No, but I'm gonna tell you something, Andy. I understand the logic, right? But bro, the way 25 mil ain't nothing no more in today's NBA. These salaries are getting scary, man. Like we would have blew our tops off the 120 million that Allen Houston got back in the day. 120 million is not even max now in a lot of occasions.
Kareem, that might be my PTSD kicking in. From back in the day. That's why I'm like, listen, it's almost like my money. So.
No, I get it. I understand. That's what I'm saying. I understand the thought process but it's crazy because that's actually movable now too. So back in the day, that wasn't a movable contract. Depending, of course, like certain things are factored in, whether what that player provides is needed, vastly in the market or whatever. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. We don't have many people that can create offense on this team. We need Quickley for that, bro. We don't have many people that can break their defender down one-on-one. I will say, of course, at times his shot selection can be questionable. But dude is a baller, man. And I just think we need to if we could get him, I think we probably get him for maybe 20 million, 22 million a year, and we have flexible cap too, man. So it's not like we got a bunch of 300, $200-300 million players on this team. So, there's teams with players making that much, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. We'll see how that whole thing goes. We have until what? Well, right after the end of the season, they can start. They can actually lock up IQ with an extension. They have one more chance to lock him up with an extension at the end of the season, right? Before he goes to restricted free agency. So, let's see if
what do you think is going to happen, Sam?
I think if he continues to play the way that he's playing, they will have no choice but to try to lock him up.
I wouldn't want him to walk, bro. I agree.
Yeah, they wouldn't have a choice but to lock him up. It'd be crazy not to. It'd be crazy
and
not
then,
to.
For our luck, bro. My bad. I'm sorry. Go ahead. My bad.
No, I was just saying it'd be crazy for them not to, just his level of play, I think, can force their hand to say, yeah, we got to get this guy a contract, before we do lose him for nothing, because he's a critical part of the team.
Exactly. With our luck, he could go to a team in the same division or something like that. Come on, bro. We ain't. It's certain levels of luck we don't have, bro. He wound up on Boston or something like that, or right in the same division, bro. I'm telling you, I see it coming a mile away, man.
Or he'll be over there playing with Tyrese Maxey in Philly or something.
Exactly, or the Pacers with Obi. Come on, bro.
DC.
Yeah. Yeah, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen, man.
Yeah, he just got to keep playing his game. You know what I mean? Don't force it. Don't try to be, try to prove to everybody this and that. Just keep playing your game, and I think he'll be fine.
Yeah,
just
I
keep
agree.
playing his game.
Yeah,
I think he'll be good.
yes.
I think he'll be good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Kareem, I appreciate your time, man. I'm about to be
man,
heading out of
barbecue
here.
chicken tomorrow, man. We gonna go eat the Celtics.
Yeah, that's of course that's gonna be a tough one.
Sim, I just got the report, bro. Quickly just got extended for a bus pass and $10. And he's an agent.
Yeah,
we did it.
No doubt. Hey, Kareem, I appreciate you, bro.
All right, fellas, have a good day.
All right, peace.
Peace, bro.
Yeah. Before we get out of here, two quick thoughts before we get out of here. Player of the game. You got a player of the game?
That's hard. I'm gonna stick with Mitch. I think Mitch is I'm gonna go with Mitch.
Okay. All right. Andy, you got a player of the game?
After watching this kind of a game, I don't think I can pick one player. I think all of the guys deserve the team ball.
Yeah, I hear you on that. It is tough to pick a player of the game. I think I might go with Mitch too, because I just love everybody played a great game, but the fact that we've seen a couple of wrinkles with them actually looking for Mitch, his offensive rebounding, to me just says that they're recognizing him, they're trying to find ways to make him a bigger part of what they do offensively. So I don't know if I've given him player of the game enough, so I'm giving him player of the game. I'm giving him player of the game. Yeah, player of the game for Mitch. Any thoughts on the Boston game tomorrow?
It's going to be tough. Listen, Boston's, I think they're the best team in basketball right now, right? If I'm not mistaken, right? It's either them or Philly or one of those teams. But yeah, Boston is a tough team. I think Jason Tatum, I have him as the front runner for MVP right now. He's playing at a spectacular level. We got to find a way to deal with that. Also, let's see if we can continue up this offensive pace and what we've been doing as far as off-ball movement against this team and being able to look for those because they're still a team that's going to play defense. Will Tom Thibodeau put Mitchell Robinson back on Porzingis? In the last game, I didn't see a lot of that. I seen mostly Randle on Porzingis, which I thought was different. So let's see if Tom Thibodeau goes back to that. I think it actually works a little bit better, in my opinion. So it's just, some questions that I have going into the game. But yeah, no matter what, it's going to be tough.
Yeah. Andy, any thoughts? Any quick thoughts on that game? And Carl, I'm gonna get to you in just a second, but we only got like a minute or so. But go ahead, Andy.
For me, it's simple. If we play Fournier versus Celtics, we're gonna get a W. I'm joking. Listen, if the ball movement is there, I think the Knicks can beat every and each team in the NBA, and I think that's really a key. I was preaching it. That's why I was so tough on Quickley about it. And I think, like you guys see, if the ball is moving, everybody has the ball, has the touches, have the opportunities to even score, we look really good. And I think that goes around the NBA and actually almost every team. So
yeah, no doubt. All right. Caller, you're live, man. Just real quick, some thoughts on, real quick thoughts on the game and then our upcoming game tomorrow night versus Boston.
Yeah, how you doing, Sim, Josh, Andy? This is Silk Sutton from Brooklyn.
Silk, what's popping with you, bro?
I'm hanging in there. On the game today, man, this is what I want to see from Quickley. If he could be consistently with his shot, and that three-pointer is consistent, like Tyrese Maxey is consistent, I'll give him the 20 to 25 million. No problem.
Okay.
Because that's what I got to see from Quickley. Because he's doing the little mid-range, he's doing the floaters, he's doing a little stop, shoot, dribble right, shoot left, and the mid-range is hitting. But because he's supposed to be a consistent three-point shooter, and that's one thing we haven't really seen from Quickley since he's been in. Mm-hmm. If he become a consistent three-point shooter for our team, give him that money. Sorry, Andy, I'm giving him the money. he could get I don't know 30 million, but he could get 25 million out of me. Because there's certain guys off the bench that can just kill it. And they gave Poole that money. But they regretted it later because he got punched in the face. But they gave Poole that money. San Antonio Spurs gave Vassell that money because he coming off the bench too right now and lightening up. Some guys you got to have lightning rods off the bench. If they could do it consistently, they make, and $25 million is nothing now in the NBA. I see guys playing as good as RJ making $25 million. So $25 million is that middle income. That's that middle income. You're really good and you're in that middle income. That's what you're getting.
Okay. Jalen Brunson's
so
making $26 million.
But we know that's going to change in 2 years.
That's going to change.
Easily.
That is going to change.
So we know that's going to change. But yeah, he did his 5 years. He came off from Dallas. He got that 25. And now he's proving he's better than that 25. And in 2 years, he's going to get double that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's going to happen with Quick. And getting to Boston looks like the best team right now. I think only 2 or 3 teams played Boston as tough as we did so far this season. Philly beat them.
Right.
I don't see Boston lasting, though, with them 6 players playing major minutes. When it gets to January and February, I see them slowing down, getting tired, and not doing as well.
Okay. Yeah, Boston
I just
right
don't
now.
see it.
Right now, they're 7-2, tied for the second best record in the league. Philadelphia is 7-1. The Denver Nuggets are 8-1. The Dallas Mavericks and the Boston Celtics are both 7-2.
Right, and their 6 starters hardly ever missing games right now. But that ain't gonna last all season. They averaging 25 to 30 minutes with no bench rest. That ain't gonna last all season. And I don't see that many slouch teams. Who's the bum team in the league right now? Maybe the Wizards,
Memphis,
the
Grizzlies.
the Grizzlies,
the
Memphis,
Charlotte Hornets.
Memphis. Right now, they're a bum team. They're 1-8.
But they're gonna get job back, so they ain't gonna stay that way for long.
That's probably true. That's probably true.
Charlotte, with the guy who got in trouble, now he's supposed to come back this week, but now he got a violation,
Right.
a parole violation, so
Right.
you don't know when he's coming
Yeah, I
back.
don't know when he's coming back. The Wizards is a bum team.
Right, they busted us our behinds in preseason, but
That was
they
preseason. They better not bust our behinds in the regular season. We play them on Friday. We better not lose to them jokers, man.
I know Poole gets me nervous though, man, because sometimes he could go off, and we do give up open 3-point shots.
Yeah.
But like I said, there's a lot of good teams. Orlando shocking people. OKC shocking people.
Pacers.
Pacers.
Yeah, Pacers are outscoring people. Atlanta Hawks can't beat us, but they beating other people.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a fight. There ain't going to be no easy wins though in this league this year.
No.
Not really. There's very few easy ones.
No,
I feel
no
sorry
doubt
for
about
Oubre because he was looking like he was coming to his own in Philly. He getting a car accident,
Yeah.
and you don't know when he's coming back. See, Philly got bad luck this year. This when they on the road, and the guy who they look to replace with Harden, he gets hurt.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No doubt.
They got
We'll
bad
see.
karma.
We'll see. Hey, so excuse me.
All
I
right,
appreciate
brother.
it, bro. I know
I got one more question for Andy.
Mm-hmm.
Andy, is Fournier going to play the rest of the season without saying nothing? Play the rest of the season, and he's going to say something about his playing time, or actually go home until they trade him? Which one are you going to do? I need a Fournier whisper to answer that question for me.
He's going to be sitting on the bench, but he's already starting the whispers around the social media stuff. So I'm giving him time to Christmas till he starts to acting up on the social media platforms. I don't see him, waiting for the perfect, trade for him to happen. And, he's definitely not in the position to ask to be traded to a certain team of his likes. So...
Yeah.
Do you think the Knicks would send him home if he starts doing that until a trade is done? Like they wasn't Sunday with Crowder last year.
Home you mean or Orlando, or home you mean France?
No, home like France. Go home to
No,
France until
they
it's
ain't
time
sending him to
trade.
France. They ain't sending him to France.
Yeah.
So
All right.
All
Okay,
right.
brothers.
So
Have a good
appreciate
one.
you, bro. Have a good
All
one.
right.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the Knicks begin a 5-game road trip tomorrow. 5-game road trip starting in Boston. They play the Celtics, they play the Hawks, they play the Wizards, they play the Hornets once again, and then they finish it with Minnesota before returning home on Friday, November 24th against Miami. 5-game road trip. Yeah. Just a quick thought on that road trip, Andy. What do you have the Knicks doing on that road trip? Boston, Atlanta, Washington, Charlotte.
4-1, Sim. 4-1.
Minnesota. 4-1. I'll take it. I definitely take it. I definitely take that. 4-1. Who's the one loss to?
If it's not the Celtics, it's going to be the T-Wolves.
The T-Wolves?
Yeah.
All right.
But I can see also Mitch, playing a good game versus Gobert. So that might be also a wash for the T-Wolves. So,
and they got the schedule has them going like backwards.
Yeah.
They go up to Boston, then they go all the way down to Atlanta, then they come back up to Washington, then they go back down to Charlotte.
Yeah. The Euro stepping through the US map.
Yeah.
Right. So.
Instead of beginning in Atlanta, right? You begin in Atlanta, come up to Charlotte, come up to Washington, go up to Boston, then go over to Minnesota, then back home. Right? Instead, they got them all over the place. Weird. I don't know. Crazy schedule. Crazy the way they have it set up. But ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get out of here because I know you want to get to the Giants game. Just one more time, man. So nice I got to show it twice or show it thrice. Cash App money play the game, ladies and gentlemen. Jalen Brunson baseline after getting double and triple team to Randle, to Grimes, to RJ for the left-handed dunk. Go ahead and support the channel, ladies and gentlemen. Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks. And that is the Cash App money play of the game, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to get up out of here. Andy, any last words before we wrap?
Sim, guys, you got to watch the Losers Lounge tonight. Tony said he's ready at 9 p.m. So,
yeah, we're going to rock that Losers Lounge tonight. You know what I mean? Make sure you join us. You'll get the notification, ladies and gentlemen, when we're having the Losers Lounge. We're going to get... Lonely Souls, let me just get this up on the screen before we get... Well, I'll do it on the Losers Lounge. Lonely Souls, thank you for the Cash App. He said, when stuff hits the fan, somebody GTG. What's GTG mean?
Got to go.
Get the gat. Get the gat. Somebody get the gat. Get the gat. My brain is a little bit slow sometimes. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm up out of here. I'll make sure I put that on the screen during the Losers Lounge. Out. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim pass the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.